When you look at what happened, what you went through with your tumor and your heart and liver disease, and and then thereafter, during your research period, what would you say is the top contributor to terminal health issues? What's the number one villain?
So the number one villain is what you're breathing, because I went after it from a mathematical standpoint. The thing that really bothered me, Richard, is that in this journey, I met so many amazing people who had such wealth of information. They would have information on brain health, cardiovascular, respiratory, endocrine system, and so on. And then they would die. And I thought, did they just died? That guy died at 70. That guy died at 68. That guy died at 58. That guy died at 80. I don't understand. If your body is getting healthier every day in every category, you're not going to die. You simply are not going to die. And then I realized that they had only one master key. And so when I saw that they died, I thought, well, there's something that got them that we're not aware of. So what do you do, Richard, more than anything physically, every day of your life? What is the thing you consume the most of?
Water.
Water's one thing.
Air, obviously air.
Yeah. Air. So your body breathes 11,000 liters of air a day. That's a massive amount. And it automatically does it. You don't have to try. And in 1 year, that's 4 million liters. In 10 years is 40 million liters. And between the age of 20 and 60, in that short 40-year period, you breathe 160 million liters of air. And I'd also seen some studies. I didn't do the studies, but I saw the studies that were done. One of them was the US government back in 2009 did a whole study on tire dust. Because they're like, okay, we produce billions and billions of tons of tires, but where's the rubber from the treads that are wearing out? Because the treads start that thick, that wide, they're that big around, and there's 18 in every truck. Where's the rubber? There's nothing on the road anywhere. There's no piles of rubber. And it turns out that based on tire sales, it's 10 billion pounds of tire dust that's made of rubber, cotton, epoxies, resins, plastics, metals, and chemicals. And so they got helicopters. They're like, where is it? It's got to be in the air. They went above the highways because the Venturi effect at 70 miles an hour, the motion of the vehicle shoves the air upwards. It's a mile and a half before they ran out of tire dust. So every year, 10 billion pounds, in 10 years, 100 billion pounds? Where is it? Top of mountains, bottom of lakes, all over every field of all the food we eat. And it's in us. We're breathing it 24/7. If you take $1 million electron microscope and look at the air that you're in right now, I'm not sure why the balloons.
That's the air. That was an animation of the tire dust going up into the air.
That's right. That was funny. So anyway, so this accumulation, they look like little nano razor blades. They're nano. That's why they float. They don't come down. And so when you breathe them, you can't taste them or see them or sense them, but they begin accumulating throughout every day. And in your life, you plug up your entire systems. That's why people are getting hip and knee replacements, because the abrasives of that material is accumulated. And every time you're moving on those heavy joints, you're wearing them out. So I thought, okay, that's a major, major discovery. So that's just one thing. What else is there? Well, there's brake dust, there's fuel. There's more than 1,000 different chemicals and particulate matter is called that's released from industry. All the jet airliners, all the stuff, all the trails they spray above us for communication. That's all particulate matter, and we're breathing it. So you have to get it out. But if you don't even know that you've got it in, you're not even going to think about getting it out. So this is the biggest thing. Absolutely, by far the biggest thing.
Okay, that's number one. What's number two?
Number two is the lack of electrolytes to build blood. So your body right now, so you how old are you right now again?
I'm 60.
You're 60, okay. So you are, when you're 20 years old, your body has, all of the bone marrow is dark red. You're in your prime. You're producing volumes of stem cells, volumes of really good blood. By the time you're 30, you've lost about 25% of that bone marrow, it turns to yellow. By the time you're 60, you've lost more than 50% of that red bone marrow. And your bone marrow is what produces your blood. So you think when you breathe all this stuff in, what carries it to every cell in your body? Do you know how much blood you have in your body right now? Liters?
what is it? Is it 8 liters or something? No,
No, it's 5.
5.
5 for an average human. How tall are you?
5'8".
Okay, yeah. So your average height for an adult. What's your body weight?
Maybe 165. I gotta drop a few.
Well, that's really easy. Well, actually, all you got to do is convert the white fat to brown fat, but that's a whole nother subject. So your body has 5 liters of blood, and you pump 7,200 liters of blood per day through 10,000 kilometers of cardiovascular tubing, arteries, veins, and microcirculation. And you have 5 liters of lymph fluid, equal amounts of lymph to blood. Well, every 60 seconds, your blood system is touching every cell in your body every 60 seconds. So you're super efficient at bringing oxygen for the brain. If your heart stops right now, in 8 seconds, you're blacked out. 8 seconds only, that's it. Mm-hmm. If somebody doesn't find you within 8 minutes, you're gone. You've had so much neurological damage, average. So what you realize is that, okay, if the air coming in hits the blood, bringing it in, I've got to use the blood to get it out. So I found out that if you take sea minerals in a concentrated form, add them to water, mm-hmm. and drink it, because you're 60, it's going to take you 1 year to do this. You add 5 grams of sea minerals to water, and you drink 3 liters a day for the first 6 months, and 2 liters a day for the last 6 months. And that gives you the raw material for your bone marrow to produce very high volumes of clean blood. Right now, your body produces blood 24 hours a day, but only a little bit, because the food doesn't have nearly enough electrolytes, because it's the electrolytes that's the raw material. It's like a production facility that doesn't have raw material. It starves, right?
Right.
So I did this for 18 months. I found out that it was 6 months longer than I needed to, because I didn't improve in that next 6 months after the year. During that 1 year, my body totally changed, because I was producing so much blood. All the dirty blood could now leave because my body had excess. Your body intelligence is so high, it can delete all that. And so the blood that carried it in, blood carried it out, cleaned out my liver, cleaned out my kidneys, cleaned out my pancreas, cleaned out everything, the brain, opened up all the pathways. And it totally radically changed me. Brought my brain intelligence way up, my body intelligence way up, because it's electrolytes. And so that was the biggest detox I've ever done. It was super gentle. I had a lot of liquid bowel movements to start with, because my body is dumping it so fast, because your body kind of freaks out thinking that you're maybe not going to keep doing this. But then it realizes after about 90 days, I'm going to keep getting this. This is okay. Don't need to freak out anymore. And so that's a massive thing that people need to know to get all that stuff out.
If we're doing this right, if we're taking, I don't know, the marine phytoplankton and these these sea minerals and so forth, and eating properly and exercising, I mean, how long can we live for? What is the outer limit, do you think?
Well, that's the cool question. Like that's like the deep level information. So you know how people talk about longevity?
Yeah.
Right? And they say, oh, I think I'll live till 156, or I think I'll live till 120. Don't limit yourself, because there's only one key performance indicator left, is that you know how a chain is as strong as its weakest link? Mm. So these gentlemen and these women who I had followed and were experts in health in their category, they didn't know that they had to have every link strengthened. So one of the links got weak and it broke and they died. If one link breaks, you're gone. That's it. You're not coming back. So the key performance indicator is that you and I and everyone who's listening needs to learn how to strengthen every link. And I was led to each one of those links. I didn't come up with any of this. I take credit for nothing. I don't have any credentials. I don't have any degrees. But I was connected with all these people, and I just became a curator of all these different master keys, is what I call them now, because they strengthen each link. And I saw it physically happen, because you can physically measure your body. Mm-hmm. There's very high technology to measure everything now. And so now I know that I'm getting healthier in every category of health every single day going forward. Not radically healthier, just a little bit. And if you notice that people between 20 and 70, they're getting a little bit less healthy as they go. And all you got to do is flip that a little bit and change it. Then you're indefinite. You could, as long as you're getting healthier in every category every day, you're going to continue to live. There's no reason for your body to die, because now your brain is getting nutrified. All the pathways are unplugged. I also found out, like, how is your structure right now? How do you feel structurally, like your joints, and how mobile are you?
I just recently, about a month and a half ago, I started doing chair yoga, and I walk. I try to walk 3 miles a day. So I really don't have any aches or pains. If I drive, an extended period, I might get some lower back pain because I
Right.
need to develop my core. But other than
Yes.
that, I am very fortunate. I don't have aches and pains, so
Yeah,
I feel
that's
pretty
really
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people your age would be very achy, painy. If
Mm.
they drive 10 hours or something like that, they can barely get out of the car. And so the reason for that is because of all that accumulation of waste that goes into your body.
Yeah.
Now, the blood protocol is from the inside out, right? Where you produce more blood and clean that out from there. There's also a protocol from the outside in. So I found out, because I was very injured in the oil field, I had a massive left knee injury where I couldn't snow ski for 39 years.
Wow.
And I'm an avid skier. I couldn't do it. If I twisted my knee at all, it would blow up like a basketball. If you were to take me to, a Raptors game and we're in the stadium and I couldn't put my legs straight because somebody's in the seat in front of me, I would be leaving in 20 minutes because the ache was through the roof. It was that bad. So in 2017, I found out about an ancient discovery that was rediscovered from classical Chinese medicine. This is not traditional, it does not require doctors or acupuncture or anything. It's a treatment that you do yourself. You do it at home, it doesn't cost any money. It's a physical thing. You have to have courage to do it. But the treatments release all that stuff. So I actually totally healed my knee in 8 5-minute treatments that I did, which took a total of 40 minutes. Within 1 week, my knee blew right up during the treatment. I mean, literally, you physically see the knee change. All this crap came out of it. It drained for a whole week. And within 1 week, I could do anything with my knee I wanted. I could twist it, do anything I want. And then within 6 months, because I could use my knee better, it got strengthened. My knee is better than it's ever been in my life. And that happened when I was 21 and I'm 66 now. So for the last 7 years, well, it was actually the last 6 years because it was 2018 when I learned about the injury repair.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you open up all your meridians with this treatment and you end up doing your whole body. So healing from the outside in, you need to be structurally perfect. So when you're 80, you feel better than you did when you were 20. That's what we're talking about. Because if you don't feel great, if you're not fully mobile, flexible, agile, with endurance and stamina, strength and power, what's up? See, everybody thinks, oh, I'm old. No, no, no. It's just how long you've been doing things that you didn't realize were accumulating on you that you weren't dealing with. So now we got to get people to learn this stuff. I have shared this with many people. I don't charge a dime for that. I've shown them how to do treatments. I've helped people fix all their knee injuries, shoulder injuries. I had torn rotator cuff 3 times in my life. The third one was so severe when I was 62. I did the treatment on that. 1 week later, it was perfect. I can do anything I am totally sound. I did all my major joints. So it's just a matter of getting, the only way you can know this, Richard, is when you actually do it. Or any listener here, the only way you can know this is true and when you go. You could learn about it, you could know about it, but if you don't do it, you don't get the results. So everything is all about results.